was just after 2:25 p.m. on March 3, 2011, when a 911 call came through from a quiet home on Salmon Drive in Pasco, Washington. The dispatcher heard what sounded like a gunshot, followed by a woman yelling, "Get it off! Help!" Then the line went dead. When dispatch called back, another woman answered. She calmly said a fire alarm had gone off while she was changing the battery. Nothing to worry about. But minutes later, neighbours heard more gunshots, and when police arrived, they were met by a woman at the door who said, "She came at me with an axe." Inside the house, officers would discover the body of 58-year-old Judy Hebert, lying in her bedroom doorway, and standing outside was her own daughter, Tashia Stuart. Before the gunshots and chaos, Tashia Stuart's life seemed messy but ordinary. She was born in 1973 and, when she was only 6 months old, went to live with her aunt and uncle, Judy and Ralph Hebert. Judy and Tashia's mother were twin sisters, and by age 5, Judy officially adopted Tashia as her own daughter. Growing up, Tashia was described as rebellious and hard to control, the kind of kid who always wanted her own way. As an adult, she became a certified nursing assistant, but stability wasn't her strong suit. She fell in and out of relationships quickly. In 2004, she had a daughter with a man named Charles, but the relationship didn't last. Soon after, she married Todd Stuart, a decision that would eventually pull her entire family into a dark spiral. By early 2011, Tashia's marriage was struggling, and both she and Todd were out of work. They decided to move into Judy's house in Pasco, Washington, along with Tashia's 7-year-old daughter. Judy, newly divorced from Ralph, was trying to rebuild her life and didn't hesitate to help her daughter. She bought a modest 3-bedroom home and welcomed them in, but tensions started building fast. Judy was in her late 50s and meticulous about her home. Tashia and Todd were messy, unemployed, and constantly short on cash. No one realised that this temporary living arrangement would end in violence, one that Judy herself predicted. On February 20th, 2011, just 11 days before the shooting, something strange happened. Todd asked Judy to help him measure the garage floor. As she followed his instructions, an 18-gallon plastic bin filled with books suddenly fell from the rafters, striking her on the head. The bin weighed over 30 pounds. Judy was knocked to the ground, dazed. Instead of calling 911, Tashia phoned her father, Ralph, asking for the combination to Judy's safe, saying she needed her will and do not resuscitate order. Ralph was stunned. Judy was hurt, not dead, and he told her to call for medical help instead. Judy survived but grew suspicious. She told neighbours she believed Tashia and Todd had tried to kill her. She even came up with a code word, lavender, to secretly signal her neighbour if she was ever in danger. To everyone else, it looked like a freak accident. But Judy didn't think so. In the days following the garage incident, Judy's paranoia grew, and so did the tension inside the house. On March 1st, Todd packed up and moved out, leaving Tashia and her daughter alone with Judy. He'd had enough of the constant fighting and strange behaviour. Judy began telling neighbours that Tashia had been stealing from her bank account and tampering with her medication. She even showed one friend the disturbed dust in the garage rafters, proof she believed that the bin had been deliberately moved. Meanwhile, Tashia was acting anxious and secretive. She was caught recording her mother entering the safe, apparently trying to capture the combination. Police later discovered she had searched online for safe cracking tutorials. Then, on March 3rd, the situation finally exploded, literally and figuratively. That afternoon, the 911 call went out, followed by gunshots. When police arrived at the house, Tashia greeted them at the door, visibly shaken but strangely composed. She said, "She came at me with an axe." Inside, Judy was found dead with a single gunshot wound to the chest. The bullet had passed through her hand first, as if she'd been trying to protect herself. A utility hatchet lay near her body. In her statement, Tashia said that her mother had accused her of stealing money and attacked her. She claimed she only fired in self-defense, using Judy's own .357 Magnum revolver from the safe. But investigators quickly realised something didn't add up. Judy had been on the phone when she was shot, possibly making that 911 call. There was also a folder with bank documents in her hand, papers that detailed the unauthorized withdrawals. If Judy had really been swinging an axe, how could she be holding all that? As detectives dug deeper, the story unraveled fast. Judy had confided in multiple people that she feared her daughter was going to kill her. She even told her ex-husband, Ralph, that Tashia and Todd were messing with her medication. There were text messages, witness statements, and even testimony from Tashia's ex, Charles, who said she'd once offered him $1,000 to help forge Judy's will, and told him that Judy should be dead in a few days. Investigators also found that Judy had recently changed her will, removing Tashia entirely and leaving everything to Ralph to manage for their granddaughter. A copy of the old will was found in Tashia's room. Everything pointed to motive, planning, and cover-up, not self-defense. When the case finally went to trial in 2013, the jury heard all of it. After a 5-week trial, Tashia Stuart was found guilty of first-degree murder and first-degree attempted murder. She was sentenced to 45 years in prison, meaning she won't be eligible for release until 2054, when she'll be in her 80s. Her husband Todd was also charged in connection with the earlier garage incident, but was ultimately acquitted for lack of evidence. As for Tashia, she still insists she acted in self-defense, but the story told by neighbours, family, and physical evidence paints a much darker picture. A daughter who turned on the woman who raised her. A case that started with a freak accident in a garage ended with a mother's murder and a lifetime behind bars.